Antar, and I'm with the Connecticut Palestine Alliance. So we are one of several co-sponsors of this Walk for Gaza. And so I was assigned to give a talk at the DeLauro and maybe the Heinz congressional offices today and tomorrow. And so as part of the Connecticut Palestine Alliance, one of our kind of main goals is to interact with elected officials, to push them to be, to actually advocate and actually implement some actions on the congressional level for Palestine and the people of Gaza who are suffering from genocide, as we know. And so in our interactions, we actually had a unique interaction with Representative DeLauro that I want to tell you a little bit about. And we could see that from the few congressional members who have actually been to Gaza, like Senator Van Hollen of Virginia, as well as Representative DeLauro, that their attitudes changed when they actually saw the physical destruction and oppression of the Palestinians in Gaza. And so we wanted to honor that, but also recognize their limitations. And so she sent us a letter, us being the Connecticut Palestine Alliance, a letter, and it was dated February 29th. And you could see from that letter that she was very adamant and very supportive of UNRWA. And she kind of used that as a shield, as a shield to protect her from criticism of not being supportive of a ceasefire, a permanent ceasefire. And despite that, despite that support, that rhetorical support for UNRWA, eventually the legislation in the Congress to support UNRWA failed, and so UNRWA has been defunded by Congress till 2025, but also she has not come out formally for a immediate and permanent ceasefire. They kind of use a rhetoric of trying to advocate for a ceasefire, but only a temporary, or so the lack of permanence in advocating for a ceasefire is very problematic, because what we'll do is just continue the war on and on and on. And we know from recent days that Biden has actually approved the invasion of Rafah, but in a manner that would be satisfying to him and his PR objectives. And so I think it's incumbent on us to keep the pressure on all the elected officials to ask for an immediate and permanent ceasefire, not just a ceasefire in a rhetorical sense, and one that actually will actually take actions that would actually stop the transfer of weapons to Israel, because this slow walking that we heard about from Biden was just temporary, and it seemed to have been irrelevant, because the $1 billion worth of military aid was delivered to Israel subsequently. And so we're here to show our support for the people of Gaza and Palestine, and that the United States is crucial in both the political and military operations of Israel to destroy the people of Gaza. And so we have to do all we can to voice our opposition to the Congress, and particularly our five congressional members and the two senators who have yet to come out for a immediate and permanent ceasefire. So there are progressives in the Congress who have come out for an immediate and permanent ceasefire, but our congressional members are not one of them. And so we still have to pressure, either through calls and letters and emails, to advocate for an immediate and permanent ceasefire. We are still on the path of hopefully meeting with the representatives, all five plus the two senators, to continue to advocate for both a permanent ceasefire and a cessation of all military aid, as well as political support. Political support is kind of overlooked. We always focus on military aid to the state of Israel, but there's also political support, especially in the United Nations. Recently, the United States vetoed a resolution to establish a Palestinian state. Well, the United States policy theoretically is for a two-state solution, but that is betrayed by that recent vote by the United States to veto the establishment of a Palestinian state in the United Nations. And so that political support and the vetoing of United Nations Security Council resolutions calling for a ceasefire, those vetoes by the United States also are extremely damaging and allow Israel to continue its war to date. And so the effort to force the Biden administration to actually change their votes, even just to change their votes from vetoes to abstentions, is a powerful move that would end this war more quickly.